Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is going to be a product review, not necessarily for a specific product, but it's going to be about an EDC knife choices that you can make. EDC means it's something that you're going to depend on, something you're going to carry every day. So I'm a fan of flippers and out the front knives. I'm going to talk about flippers here and 3.5 inch type, and I'll show them on the screen here in a second. My point, though, that I can't say enough, when it comes to knives and guns and all that kind of stuff, that the tools that you want to depend on, you get what you pay for. That is especially true when it comes to blades of any length. And I'll explain why in a second. I got this knife here from Touch of Modern, which curates a lot of stuff for me. And I fell in love with this knife because of the colors. It was skeletonized, and it was had a 3.5 inch blade or something like that. And I thought, I got to have it, strictly because it matches. It matches the painting behind me and a couple of jackets I have. But the real thing is, it's a nice looking knife. It took a month to get to me. And I went, okay. And when it finally arrived, I was happy. That's what it looks like. And as most flippers like that, right? Closing it is a bit difficult, and I'll explain that in a second. But the main thing to look for in an EDC knife is it sturdy, reliable, and of good quality? But as you can see from this, it looks like it's really good quality. Telltale sign. There are no markings on this knife. You can't tell who made it. You can't tell anything about blade steel. You can't tell. There's no serial number. There's nothing on here at all. I didn't find that out until it arrived. Came in a nice, pretty box, though. In contrast, this is my Emerson ZT, meaning zero tolerance EDC. It's my first EDC knife that I really carried. And this was $250. This was $50. And when I got them, I had to compare. So the first thing I went after was style and weight. So this is heavier than this. This is light because it doesn't have a lot of stuff in the grip, right? And this material here keeps it light, and there's not a whole lot of heavy metal on here. I'll go through some more on this. This, on the other hand, is pretty stout and heavy. If you look at the length, you will see that this knife actually fits my grip a little better. I kind of like that, And when I flip it, it is not spring assisted. So this is, you got to intentionally flip it. Whereas the CZ is assisted, and it also has the Emerson wave where you can have your pocket open the knife. Okay. And as you can see, that's the information that's laser printed on the blade. Okay. There's nothing on the other knife. So I went into more detail. Okay, so the new one, I like the fit, and it's pretty. It is pretty. But then that's not what a knife is for. It's not to be pretty. It's to look at what are you going to do with it. And if it's an EDC blade, you're not going to go wilderness thing with this, but it can be used as a utility tool and a self-defense weapon. All knives can be self-defense weapon. But what's the difference? Why 250 versus 50? Well, it comes down to the materials, design, functional design, and materials, primarily the blade and the handle. Then secondly, it's how it's made. So I started having some trouble with this knife because it's a flipper, but then you have to, secure the blade back. Well, this little guy right here, you see how it fits in there, and it stops the blade from inadvertently retracting. Now, that's barely holding that blade back. Barely holding it back. It's not going anywhere, but it's not that secure. And in 2 men and a small boy, to move this thing out of the way, damn, that's hard. So you can retract the blade, which is different from the CZ. Look at that thing. This is what holds that blade back, right? It ain't going anywhere. I don't care what you do to it. And more importantly, on the reverse side, there's a locking mechanism inside. So this is a very sturdy, very utilitarian blade. Next is what kind of steel is the blade made from? Well, this is where it got a rude awakening and why 50 versus 250. This blade is made out of, I'll read the whole thing. This blade is made out of 5 CR meaning chromium, big C, little r, 15 MOV steel. I had no idea what that means. Let me refresh for you. That quality steel is from China, made in China steel. It's made in China steel, not U.S. steel, made in China steel. And it was originally formulated for cooking instruments, cooking knives in China. So what you get in a $50, $60 knife is a cooking knife quality blade. Easy to sharpen, dulls really easily too. And I forgot what level steel this is, but it's U.S. steel, and it's hard, and you do have to pay attention when you're sharpening it. Now, I just take it to a knife shop and let them sharpen it for me. This one I haven't had that long. So if you're going to be opening boxes and just that kind of letter opener kind of stuff, this is probably good as a blade. Obviously, it's a good sticky pokey. You can sticky pokey people with this if you need to defend yourself. But as an everyday, something that's going to last a long time, this is not the choice that I would make for a primary EDC knife. It's certainly not something you're going to take out in the bush or take even to a campsite. It's just there to be pretty. This, on the other hand, is industrial strength. An industrial strength in all the ways you need it to be. And so for $250, you get a knife that's going to last you a lifetime of daily use, no matter where you are. Now, don't go batoning logs and stuff with this. It's only a 3.6 inch blade. But it's going to last you a while. It's going to last you a while. Again, what's important is the blade, what steel it's made from, the safety catch, which is really important really important. You don't want it to inadvertently, collapse on your hand. The other thing this one has, which I liked, is it has jimping at the top, all the way out here to this level. So you can get a good purchase on it up front to do whittling work or cut work or, sticky pokey work. This, on the other hand, is smooth all the way around. So if your hands get wet or whatever, you have the risk of losing the knife. There is no grip assist either in the handle or the top of the blade, right? So the next time you think of getting a knife, I won't buy another knife like that, because if it says made in China, I know I got problems, with the utility stuff, and I know I'm going to probably spend more than I need to, even on a cheap knife. But like I said, it is pretty. So go check out a couple of things. Take a good knife that you like, take another one, compare it. If they're flippers, compare the safety, compare the steel. And I will say that the more expensive the knife, you get what you pay for. I'm an out the front kind of guy. There's the top out the front knife manufacturer in the world is right here in my hometown. His low end knife, his low end out the front is $1,800. And you have to get in a waiting list just to get one. So I haven't figured out, because I have an out the front, and I want to buy one of his just to say, what's the difference, right? Anyway, I hope I didn't ramble, but it is something that you should pay attention to with your knives, because I didn't know anything about it. And I'm not a knife guy. I'm not a metallurgist, but metallurgist, whatever. I'm not a metal guy, but I do know what I like and what's important. And the same logic is true with guns as it is with knives. Anything you think you're going to depend on. So with that, I'm going to let you go. It went a little longer than I wanted it to, and I hope this was helpful. If you like the content, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and please leave whatever comments. They're always constructive. So as always, thanks for watching, and carry on.